What's up, everybody? Evan here for Grips.com, continuing with Project Get Me Stackin. Today's question is going to be about live play, live poker, and I'm sure that anyone out there who has played home games with friends before, or small to mid stakes at a casino, talking 1-2, 2-5 no limit, can probably relate to this question. Mostly applicable to full ring play, 9 or 10 handed, but I mean, that's what live poker is, right? So let's get right into it. It's about how to stay focused during those long sessions. Hi, Evan. I'm regularly playing live home games. The sessions usually last 7+ hours. That is a long time. It's a 9-handed cash game. A lot of the players don't pay attention and never know it's their turn to act. They are also often pretending they are thinking that they have some kind of a decision when everyone knows they have nothing and are going to fold. For this reason, each hand probably takes about 5+ minutes on average. I try to pay attention to what is happening in every hand, also the hands I'm not playing. The problem is that after a while I get tired because the game is so extremely slow. Do you have any tips on how I can stay focused and not fall asleep? Cheers, Captain Millennium. And believe me, I feel your pain, man. I've been in those games where people just, they've seen that some of the pros on TV like to Hollywood before they make a fold, so they think they need to Hollywood every hand. And I mean, the easiest thing is to just, not during the actual hand, because then people get defensive, but maybe before the game or after the game, just like have like a group discussion about how, hey guys, maybe we don't need to take so long every hand. And if other people share your sentiments, then you might actually see a change in the game if people realize that everything's going to go a lot more faster and things are going to be a lot more fun if people don't take forever on every decision. Can't promise you that, but that's one possibility. As for the other possibilities, let's get into that presentation. So, how do we stay focused over a long session? Because a lot of the sessions that we're going to play in poker, especially live poker, are going to be long sessions. Sometimes for home games or casinos, you do have to do a lot of traveling, and the last thing you want to do is make a mission for like 2 hours to a casino to play for like an hour and a half. So obviously you want to be able to be prepared for these long sessions so that you can get the most out of your playing experience. And the first thing you need to do is mentally prepare for the session. Know what you're getting yourself into. If you are going to the casino and you think, you're going to be up like $500 in the first like 30 minutes. Well, when that doesn't happen, which is going to be the case most of the time, you're going to be disappointed, and then it's going to affect your play. If you're going in thinking you're going to get 30, 40 hands an hour, and in reality you're going to get like 10 or 15, again, you're going to be disappointed and you're going to be more likely to get tilted and play poorly. So you just have to, psych yourself up and know exactly what you're going to be doing, what you're getting yourself into, and that way you'll be ready for it and nothing will seem a surprise. You'll be more able to deal with the inevitable slow pace of the game. But beyond getting ready, you want to still be able to make the most of your time there. So you need to take pleasure in the experience beyond the game. A lot of people don't play poker, just because they want to make money or just because they want the challenge of the strategy. A lot of people play poker because it's a good excuse to leave the wife at home and go hang out with the boys. A lot of people just want to have, a boys' night out, sit around, drink some beers, smoke some cigars, shoot the shit, do whatever in just a casual, comfortable environment. So even though a lot of you guys who are watching this are going to be serious players who are probably out there trying to make money, you should still try to find the pleasure in the environment and the atmosphere and just the camaraderie that is a poker game. Not only will it make your time a lot more fun and those 7 hours fly by a lot faster, maybe feeling like 2 hours instead of like 20, but also if you're someone who's having fun at the game and enjoying the atmosphere, people are going to feel that and they're going to feed off that, and it's going to make for a more comfortable, fun environment. And happy players are gambly players, and obviously gambly players are players that are going to make you and your bankroll happy. So what are some ways that, we can take pleasure in the experience. Obviously engage in good conversation, make jokes, learn about the people you're playing with, get to know them. It's a really good chance to, engage with people. A lot of the online players don't ever get the opportunity to do that, and when they do go play live, they just sit there, go up in their shell, and you're missing out. That's all I can say. Take advantage of the fact that you get to be around other people and make the most of it. Also, when you're not, since full ring, you're probably going to play 2 out of 10 hands. If you're tight, you'll play 1 out of 10. If you're really crazy, you might be able to get away with playing 4 or 5 out of 10 hands. Either way, you're folding at least half your hands. And that means the majority of the time, you are not going to be involved in pots. Now, that doesn't mean that you need to be out of the game. As was said in the email, Captain Millennium, he's still paying attention. He's trying to make reads and gather information on his opponents, which is really good. And a game I like to play is, what hand do I think they have? Every hand that goes down, whether I'm involved or not, I'm trying to put my opponent or opponents on a range of hands and try to narrow it down as specifically as possible by the river based on betting patterns, tells, all that good stuff. And then, you just give yourself a mental point when you're correct, and you deduct a mental point when you're wrong. Obviously, the better you do in this game, the better your reads are going to be, and the more likely you are to make good decisions when you're involved in the pot. But regardless, whether you do well or poorly in this game, you're going to be engaged in the game fully and paying a lot more attention than your opponents, and that is going to go a long way. Trust me. The thing is, with these home games, with these casino games, most people are going to play reasonably well at the start of the session. People try to bring their A game or as close as they can at the start. But eventually fatigue kicks in, boredom kicks in, tilt kicks in. A lot of different things can kick in that are going to take people off their A game. And you have to try your best to stay on your A game if you can, but be ready for when your opponents are going to slip. B, C, D game. This is usually going to happen, 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours, way, way late into the night. But if you're focused and you're having fun and you're enjoying your experience, you're going to be ready for that when it goes down, rather than being tilted, just waiting for it to happen and maybe missing the opportunity when it comes. So by having fun, keeping a good environment going in the game, and making reads on your opponent, getting all that information, when the time comes that they're ready to make a mistake, well, you're going to be the one who's able to pick up on it, or even better, you're going to be the one who's able to induce it and make it happen, because you know what little things might be bothering them tonight that you can take advantage of. Think about these long sessions as an opportunity to play a massive meta game and engage in some mental warfare, rather than just a simple game of cards. Because really, that's what winning at live poker is all about. Anyone can get dealt a good hand and cooler someone else, but the guys who are crushing that mental game, they're the ones for the big winners. Little trick to keep your energy levels up is to avoid heavy food before or during the session. It takes a lot of effort for your body to digest food, and the more you eat and the heavier the stuff you eat and the less healthy the stuff you eat, the more difficult it's going to be for your body to digest, and the more body power is going to take to do it. Because all the blood has to rush to your stomach to deal with that digestion. That's blood that's no longer in your brain, so you're not going to be thinking as well. Ideally, you would eat, an hour before your session, do a little exercise, get everything flowing, get in the zone, and then you'd be ready to play for like 6 hours straight and not have to eat. But if you do have to eat to get some energy during the session, I recommend nuts, drink lots of water, stay away from the heavy food. You wouldn't play poker right after Thanksgiving dinner, and you guys know exactly why. So even though a lot of these home games are going to offer a lot of free food, if you're going to eat, try to eat small and try to pace it out, every couple hours. Also, if that didn't click for you, right after everyone else has eaten, that's probably a good time for you to try to scoop up a couple of uncontested pots. People are going to be too busy slouching in their chairs dealing with their digestion to want to fight too hard for pots. Finally, on the same level as keeping your energy up, you need to keep everything flowing. We talk about the blood flow. The yogis talk about chi or life force energy. And basically it's just that if you sit in one position and never move, all your like energy or whatever is going to pool in one place and you're going to feel kind of like stagnant. It's kind of like when you wake up in the morning, everything's a little stiff. Whereas when you've just gone for a jog, everything feels really loose and you're likely to have a lot more energy. So I'm not saying you got to go for a jog during the session, but just every once in a while, just get up, do a couple walks around the table, or just stretch out the hips or the arms or the shoulders. It'll take you 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and it will avoid a lot of pain and make things a lot more bearable, and will help you get through those long sessions. Because when people are feeling fatigue, part of it's going to be from the fact that they haven't moved in forever. And if you're constantly just doing little bits of movements and making sure you're staying hydrated, you're going to keep your energy levels as high as you possibly can while everyone else's are crashing down. And that wraps up the presentation on how to stay focused over a long session. It's something you build up to. It's not something you're going to be able to do just like right away, like snap your fingers, I followed the list, I'm good to go. But you will find that probably no one else in your home game is doing this. So if you're following these techniques, you're going to be ready for that long session. And so long as the game kind of doesn't have a set finishing time and it just goes when everyone else is ready to quit, if you're the one guy who is ready for that long session, trust me, when it gets late and you're just playing with those few guys who are stuck and you're willing to play for 10 hours, 12 hours, 14 hours, when you're still on your like B or C game, but these guys are on their like F or fucking Z game, you are going to be raking it in. And that's what you wait for in these live games. You don't expect that you're going to win all the money at the start, but if you're the person who's patient and you're picking up on the information and you're staying focused and you're keeping your head in the game the whole time while everyone else is distracted by sports betting or their cell phone or this conversation or the hot massage girl that's walking around, you're going to be the one who's making the money well. And they're just sitting there wondering where it went, not really paying too much attention. As for people being slow, I mean, it's something you can bring up. It's something you can address. If you needle people enough during the hand, they might stop. But I'd say let your cards do the talking. And if you start breaking it in, maybe you'll be like, hey, maybe you should stop taking 5 minutes every hand because the way to win is the way I'm playing. I don't know. Just an idea. But really just don't let it bother you so much. Don't get so tilted. Don't sweat the little things. If someone wants to take 5 minutes to make a decision, make a conversation with the person to your left or to your right. There's a lot of good information you can get about them or their game, or maybe you just get to know them a little better and enjoy your time a lot more. Remember, live poker is about the experience just as much as it is about making money. So make the most out of your experience and you will have the best chance at making the most money in your time there as well. Okay, and that's going to wrap it up. So if you have any questions for me, please send them to evan@grips.com with the subject line, Get Me Stackin. Hopefully I can answer your question and help you get stacking. Please, as always, leave your comments below. Let me know what you thought of the video. If you have any techniques that you like to use to help you maintain your focus over a long session, or maybe you're one of those people who just shows up late. That's always an option too, if people are okay with it. And, well, if you're enjoying the series, you're finding it's helping your game, please show your support and subscribe to the channel below. And other than that, just keep on winning, guys. This has been Evan for Grips.com, saying peace.